Hey, sweet souls. How's it going this week? I've decided to do an energy report this week. I can't say I'm going to do it every single week. I don't know if we're going to be super consistent with it, but I just felt really called to do this and to offer this information that's coming through. So I don't know if a lot of you have been experiencing just some serious downloads recently. Energetically feeling like there's a lot of shedding that's going to be happening or is already happening. And of course, we're getting into the Celtic season of Samhain and Calengaith, which is, of course, a time when we do shed. We kind of look at our shadow selves and see, okay, what is it that I want to release, but also accept about myself as I move into the new year. But there's also so much more going on energetically with Venus retrograde coming in and kind of really making us look at ourselves in a different way, the planet, the divine feminine, relationships. There's a lot of things that are coming into play, and I'm sure a lot of us are feeling it and going through it together. So I really felt compelled to just give an energy reading of sorts using my card deck. And I've kind of really fallen in love with this deck of cards that was recommended to me by a dear friend. She's actually also on Instagram and social media. She's the Ancient Priestess. And this is called the Witch's Wisdom Oracle Cards. And it's by Barbara, and I hope I pronounced this correctly, Barbara Meiklejohn Free and Flavia Kate Peters. So they live in Glastonbury, England, which I've visited a few times. I've kind of perused their websites, and they are amazing. Flavia is really into fairies, so I just love all of her stuff because I, of course, am also very into fairies. So, but we're just going to pull 3 cards to see how the beginning of our week is going to look, middle of our week, and the end of our week, just to kind of get a slight glimpse of what's going on energetically here and maybe what we need to pull from, release from, embrace and receive, because we also have a really potent full moon coming up on Wednesday, which hopefully you are doing something to align with whatever it is you're bringing in. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and get started and not talk to you for another 3 minutes. Because I can just chat and chat and chat. But what I'm going to do is we're going to invite anyone who's watching, anyone's spirit guides, ascended masters, archangels, any guides that would like to be present here and now, and for those that watch this video, for the highest good of all. We ask to receive the messages we most need at this time to raise our vibrations for the highest good of ourselves and our planet. Thank you. Okay. So just like most people, we just shuffle and we wait for the card that's going to pop out at us. So I'm not kidding, I did this earlier just to kind of get a glimpse myself. And the card that just popped out now is the same card that popped out for me earlier. And the same one. Okay, this is kind of tripping me out a little bit. So let's focus on this last one. Yes. Alrighty. There's a lot of work to be done. So we're going to start with the beginning of the week. So this is probably going to be like a little bit this evening, probably about Monday or Tuesday. It might even go into your Wednesday, but I'm going to say the latest for the beginning portion is going to be Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. So from now to like Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, this is the card that we're going to focus on. And it's, ooh, that's a little bit bright right there. Let's put this over here. It's Beltane Fertility. It's all about really bringing in creative awareness, which, as we know, we have a full moon coming to fruition on Wednesday. So this is the week where you are kind of focusing on, like, what is it that I'm creating? What is it that I'm bringing in? Or perhaps you're working on literally being fertile, and this is your time to make a baby, to physically actually manifest that, whether that's through positive affirmations or literally creating the baby. But fertility, again, can mean so many different things. It can mean, like I just said, creating the life you want to live. And what does that mean for you? What does that look like? Start to write sentences, positive affirmations, visualize whatever that means to you, so that on the full moon, you've already done that work. And then all that comes next is starting to release those things. So that's going to be the beginning, is kind of just this week focusing on, like, what we really want to see, what we really want to be as the moon grows, which is what you want to do anyway. As the moon grows, you want to attract to yourself. All right. So hopefully that resonates with you to receive. Also, it's going to kind of move into the next card, which is all about fire. Fire is really going to be a beautiful component of this week's energy. So anything that comes up for you, passion, creativity, sexuality, which there's that first card, just go with it. Go with the flow of whatever is coming through for you as far as those are concerned. And of course, the action you're going to take to make that creation come to life. All right, so this next card is probably about Wednesday, Thursday, could even be Friday morning, but I would just say Wednesday, Thursday mostly. This is your respect card. This is the Pentacle Respect. Okay, so I don't know how many of you have been feeling this recently. The veil is lifted. The veil is, like, slowly getting thinner, thinner, thinner. I've had a couple people talk to me about how they're starting to, like, communicate with people on the other side, or they're starting to, like, feel their presence. Dreams are happening from those people. Literal things are happening where things are either moving or knocking, and not to freak you out or anything. It's just they're here to talk. And this is a time of really honoring our ancestors, or getting into that space. So as we move into the full moon phase, of course, it can be about bringing stuff in. The full moon can. It can be about a time where you are lighting up to whatever it is you're wanting to manifest and writing those intentions, or it can be writing those intentions of what you want to release. And I have people that do one or the other. A lot more people nowadays are doing it where you're actually writing what you're going to release as the moon grows smaller. I've always been brought up to believe that it's a time when you can make your most wishes come true. But of course, you can also release on the full moon. I normally do my releasing right at the dark moon. Do whatever you want to do for you. But to me, this time is going to be about respecting your ancestors. Probably some things will come through, like patterns that have been blocking you, family patterns that you've seen from the past that are going to resurface. Venus retrograde, hello. And it's just a time to really honor and respect those things, especially if you're wanting to release those things with the full moon. Just respect them, honor them, accept them, and let them go or be with them. The Pentacle is all about respect, so respect yourself. Have lots of time for self-care, lots of time for honoring who you are as you move into this full moon time. And of course, have respect for other people, no matter what their beliefs or ideas are, because as we move into this space of honoring the divine feminine, that's really what's going to matter, is that we're really acknowledging and accepting and loving each other. Love and compassion is huge. All right. So our last card is for pretty much the weekend. I would say probably Friday, Saturday. And it's all about healing, because the moon's going to start to get smaller. This is the Witch card. This is the Healer. And I've been already feeling this card for me. It's been a couple of weeks. So when I pulled all these cards earlier and it was like, oh my gosh. And I just pulled them again. I'm like, okay, this is what's really going to happen this week. But I've been feeling this card in particular for a couple weeks, and it's just a lot of healing, both physically, metaphysically, and energetically, family lineage things that are coming up, retrograde stuff that are coming up to be healed. It is just a lot of healing, but you have to remember that you are the healer, and the only way to let go of these things is for you to accept them and let them go. So as you move into the weekend, perhaps things will come up where you are like, wow, I really need to let that go, just like I wanted to work on with the full moon. How are you going to do that? Or maybe you do something for yourself that is healing. Perhaps you do like a little ritual to actually release these things as the moon gets smaller. Perhaps you actually take the time to give yourself a break and not work so hard, and give back to yourself. Perhaps you even go out to nature and just sit in nature and soak in the good vibes, because that is healing. Perhaps you use herbs or different natural modalities to help you on this healing path. Perhaps you use crystals to help you on this healing path. But this weekend is going to be all about how am I healing and loving and honoring myself as a healer. Because once you can really acknowledge and help yourself heal, then you can help others on their path. My personal belief is we can't necessarily heal those people. It's up to them to really open up to that healing. But you can open the pathway for them to go down that route. All right. Oh, and there's a beautiful crow. All about messages of protection, transformation as you heal. You're going to be transformed, which is beautiful. Okay. So, this is going to be a very powerful week of really figuring out who we are, what we're doing, what we really want to be doing, or starting to create whatever that is. And then I think as we start to create whatever that is, we're going to start to see that there are things that we have to honor and accept about ourselves, but that there are things we're going to have to let go of as we move into that vibration, that higher knowing of, this is really what I want for my life. This is really who I am. So I hope that served you. And I am going to, of course, send you some Reiki. So if you'd like to lay down or just start to close your eyes, I'm going to do 3 minutes of just a Reiki transmission. So wherever you are, closing your eyes here. And just completely starting to let go and relax. Perhaps you start to focus on your breath. Perhaps you start to just see beautiful white light moving in and out of the body. Or maybe you already know what it is you're wanting to bring in. And then just open to receive this transmission of love, healing, acceptance as you move on your path to being authentically you. so it is. Just taking a moment here to find your way back using the breath. And I wish you a beautiful week. Namaste, blessed be. Thank you for watching.